Hey guys, so I know there was some issue with the audio on Friday's video. I really don't know what happened with that. But anyway, so basically what we got going here is we did end up turning in a nice little green day, just a very small little 0.35% day. The biggest thing that I know is that 451 just kind of continues to be a pretty strong resistance here. You can see that's pretty much where we wicked off of on Friday. And then today, same thing. We got up that way and then we hard rejected and closed back under 451. Trend wise, we are definitely nearing a point on the daily chart with the supply and demand and the DMI where we are going to see a pullback. My expectations tomorrow, with failing to get to 452.8 demand today, is that we're going to turn 450.9 into a new supply, likely come down and bounce off 447, take out that level, and then bounce off the daily 8 EMA. Once we do that, we likely will put a new demand in somewhere in this 446 to 447 area, maybe even closer to 448. And then we're going to make our push to 453 to maybe 457 area. So I am bullish long term still, but I do expect to see a pullback most likely tomorrow. Same thing here on futures. So we just can't really quite get through this 45.50 and 45.60 really area. I do expect with really back-to-back doji candles. So it's kind of interesting. We came up, we double tapped with the doji, which I would have expected some downside based off of this candle structure. But what we ended up doing was actually double bottoming off of 45.35 and then actually bullishly engulfed, but we still have a doji reversal candle. So I do still expect downside tomorrow. I do expect to see a target closer to 45.10 before we bounce, which means we'll probably put a new supply in somewhere right around this 45.50 area. And then we're going to look for a new demand somewhere down in this 45.10 range. I don't know if we're going to be able to get low enough to take out 44.93 supply before we bounce. If we do, it's probably going to be just a fast wick. Going over to QQQ here, same thing. We did not get a new daily demand. We did not get a new daily supply, We are still pushing up. You can see, though, that we're pretty overextended the daily 8 EMA. We are very much so overdue for a retest of the 8 EMA. We haven't really been there since pretty much last Tuesday, so a week now of trading just straight over it. My expectations are, even though the Q's candle looks a lot stronger than the SPY and futures, my anticipation is that we turn 382.57 into a new supply. And then we likely are going to come down to this 376 to 377 area, and we'll bounce there, and then likely turn this into a new demand before we push up here. I need to update my trading view. I do most of my supply and demand on Thinkorswim, but we have some levels up here in the 380s. I will update those before the next video. That's pretty much my expectations. Now, going over to the VIX. The VIX is quite interesting. So we held this 13.5 area pretty much all day long. For whatever reason, anytime the VIX got to 13.5, it just hard bounced and then it took SPY back down with it. So it was very interesting to watch that. Now, up until pretty much the second that the market closed, we were going to put a new demand in right here at 13.33 on the VIX. However, we ended up not being able to do that because we closed just under it. Now you see we are in this down channel right here. Unless the VIX holds under 13.6 tomorrow, so that basically gives it 10 cents of upside, we are going to break through this, likely reconfirm 13.47 as demand, and then we're going to be pushing back up into this area right here before we put a new supply in, probably somewhere close to 15. So the VIX definitely does show a potential for downside tomorrow. However, we are not confirmed with a new supply and a new demand on the VIX. So any sort of short is still risky. And personally, I think the better play is to wait for this new demand to be put in right here and play the next move up. If you look here, when we put this demand in, to go from this demand up here, I mean, that was a 3% move up on SPY. So, you know, same thing with, look at this one right here. We put in a new demand right here to our next move up, about 3%. You know, that's just kind of how SPY has been moving. Even if you go back here, let's see, move up 4%, almost 4%. So basically you can assume roughly once we put our next demand in, we're going to get about a 3% pop. And if you look, you got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically 5 days. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that, 5 days. Almost every 5 days, we put a new supply in. So that would play perfectly with that. We're going to see a new supply put in tomorrow and then some downside. Once we get that new demand, I will be looking to go long, as I do foresee us moving up quite a bit still. All right, hope you guys had a good day trading today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.